What's up, guys? Justin here with TheSketchUpEssentials.com. So in today's video, we're going to talk about how we can add dormers to a house inside of SketchUp. Let's go ahead and just jump into it. Okay, so a dormer is basically a window that's set vertically against a sloping roof. And so in this case, what we want is we want to kind of like set this in here. And I'm going to show you some tips that are going to help you cut openings in the roof if you want to do that, as well as how to quickly align those so that they actually run into the roof in the proper way. And so the first thing we want to do is we want to figure out how high up the roof we want this to be. So in this case, what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to use the tape measure tool. And so with the tape measure tool, what I can do is you can tap the control key until you go into create guide mode. And then what I can do is I can click on this edge and I can figure out how far up this roof I want this to go. So in this case, I'm assuming I want this to be about 24 inches up the roof. Right here is where I want those to start. And that's going to vary based on a lot of different factors. And so now what I want to do is I want to figure out where those are going to go, right? I'm looking for a center line. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to find the intersection in the group where this guide goes, and I'm just going to draw a line across like this. Now, preferably your roof should be kind of in its own group so that you're not actually like splitting out this face. You're just drawing on top of a group. And so what we can do is we can then right click on this edge and we can divide it. And dividing it is going to allow me to set or find where those dormers are going to go. Right? So in this case, we can maybe assume that there's going to be 3 of them on the roof, though that might get a little bit weird with that chimney. So maybe we'll set this up where we're going to have 2 of them on either side like this. So what I'm doing is I'm splitting this into 4 segments, right? And so I can find like where those are going to start. So in this case, it's going to be this point right here. And what I like to do is I like to draw a guide across to this point right here so I can see that middle point. And then I can erase out these edges because I don't need them anymore. All I did with these edges was used it to figure out where these are going to go. Though I might leave the ones over here for now until I can find that other point. So what I want to do now is I want to start by drawing the width of the dormer. So in this case, I'm going to use the line tool. So just tap L, draw in this direction 2 feet. I'll draw it in the other direction 4 feet right here, and that's going to give me the base shape of the dormer. And in this case, I want this to be 4 feet high before it starts sloping. We'll do the same thing over here. We'll just draw a rectangle. So now I have a rectangle in here, but I need to draw the slope. Well, for the slope, I'm going to do the same thing I would with a normal roof, right? I'm going to use the protractor tool and figure out the angle of the sloping roof. Remember with the protractor tool, when you activate it, you can tap the left arrow key to lock this in the green direction. But now I'm going to click in here and I'm just going to draw an angled protractor dotted line 45 degrees this way, 45 degrees this way, like so. And then I'm just going to draw a line up, draw a line down right here, and we can erase out this edge. Well, now we've kind of like roughed out where our dormer is going to be, right? And so now what we want to do is we want to pull this across into our house. Now there's actually a couple ways you could handle this, right? If you wanted to, you could draw a line back like this and then draw a line down, right? So all I'm doing is drawing lines to the actual house right here. So what that does is that allows us to draw this without having to cut a hole in the house or anything like that. One other thing that I do sometimes is if I decide that I don't want to do it that way, what I might do is I might just pull it into the house like so. All right, so I might pull this back. Well, then what I might do is I might triple click on it like this and make it a group. Well, then, because I do want to intersect this with the house, right? And I could triple click in here and or double click into the group and then triple click on the face, right click and intersect my faces with the model. The problem with that is I've got all this extra geometry in here if I do that, and I don't really like that all that much. So usually what I'll do instead is I know that my roof face is going to be right here, right? Like I know that that's where my roof face is going to be. So I can take this object and put it in a group, and notice how this is a solid. And then I can take this object and I can just extrude it across like this, and I can triple click on it and make it a group like so. Well, then I can just right click and activate solid tools, the extension, and I can subtract this object from this object right here, right? So that's 3 ways that you can create these dormers in here. Now, the other thing you could do is if your roof is also a solid group, right? And I usually recommend trying to model with solid groups. What you could do if you needed to cut an opening into your house across the roof is you could just do that same thing, right? You could draw a shape right here. You could pull it across to whatever, the central point right here, and then you could triple click on it and make it a group, right? So that is a solid group as well. Well, I could subtract that from my roof group right here, and what that's going to do is that's actually going to give me a hole in my roof. So if you do need a hole in your roof, you can use solid tools in order to cut that hole, right? Because this is basically where the hole would be for my roof dormer. Now, a lot of this depends on if these actually go into a space or if they're just decorative, right? A lot of the time, these are just decorative and they just add detail to the house. So it just kind of depends on what you need there. But now we're kind of at this point, what we can do is we can take these objects. I want to make sure this one is in a group and we can model the roof. And so in this case, what you can do is you can just come in here and you can just offset this out by whatever you think the thickness of your roof framing is going to be. So maybe 6 inches. And in this case, I'm actually going to take these edges and do a Control X to get out of the group, and I'm going to do an edit paste in place, and I'm actually going to model that roof out as like a separate object, right? So what I can do is I can offset this in, and then I can add whatever overhang I think is going to happen. So in this case, it might be like 12 inches. And so one of the things that I like to do is I like to use the move tool in copy mode in order to copy these pieces up so that I know they have the same length. So rather than trying to make sure that I'm drawing something that's that kind of extends this edge right here, I just like to use that segment because I know that segment has been drawn to the proper angle. Right? Well, now what we're going to do is we're just going to pull this object out by whatever our overhang is going to be. So maybe 12 inches right here. Then we're just going to pull this back into our roof. And again, you can do that either way. I prefer the solid method. So maybe I'll erase out these extra edges right here. The solid method is just a little bit faster. All right, so I'll just pull this through my roof. I'll just triple click on it. I'll make it a group, and then I'll just draw that solid face in here again. We'll pull this across like so, and for some reason, oh, I've got some extra edges in here. That's why. Well, maybe what we'll do is we'll pull it this way, and we'll pull this one this way, and then we'll erase out those extra edges. The key here is we want to make sure this is a solid, right? So that's really the only thing that matters is making sure this doesn't have any internal edges. And so in this case, I'm going to go ahead and take this whole thing. I'm going to make it a group, and then I'll double click inside of it and maybe use X-ray mode right here to kind of see what's going on. All I need is I just need a solid object in here. So if I select this, looks like this has some extra geometry in here. This is why I have inside of my model information into components, I have this fade restive model set to a Shift H keyboard shortcut on my keyboard. That way I can click in here and actually see what's going on with this roof, right? So it looks like in this case, we've got an internal face. So we're just going to pull this over here and erase out these extra edges. And we're just going to erase these stray edges out. Like so, and then once we've done that, this should be a solid. Yep. So now I can just subtract this from this, and I've got the roof right here. Now, be careful if you pull through the back side of the roof, there might be some extra geometry in here you have to delete, like this. But now we've got that roof here, and we can just use the move tool in copy mode in order to copy it over here. Now you could also model this as a component if you wanted to. So modeling it as a component means if you make all the changes to one, it would be reflected across the other one as well. And in fact, that's probably a really good idea. So we're just going to take both of these, we're going to make them a component, and we're going to call this dormer, like so. We'll just use the move tool in copy mode in order to copy this all the way across. Right here. Now, in this case, what we need to do is we need to model out our windows. And so I'm assuming this window is going to be 3 foot by 3 foot. And I'm assuming it's going to be up a little bit. So in this case, this face is 4 foot by 4 foot. So what I might do is draw a box across there, and then I'm going to offset this in by 6 inches, like so. That's going to give me a 3 foot by 3 foot face. Well, then we can just delete this out. And so then I'm just going to draw a rectangle across the face. And so in this case, I'm going to take this and I'm going to make this a window component. So I'm just going to offset this face in by maybe an inch on the outside. Then we'll use the move tool in copy mode to copy an edge across. And I'm going to type in /3 right here. And so for these, I'm just going to move these over. I'm assuming on the interior, they're going to be an inch too. So we'll move these over a 1/2 inch using the move tool in copy mode, and then an inch in the other direction. And then we can actually probably take all of these and use the rotate tool in copy mode if we can find the midpoint of this face right here. So I'm just inferencing to find the midpoint. And so we don't want to rotate this. Remember, we want to start the rotation and then tap the control key. So we'll tap the control key. We'll rotate this 90 degrees, and then I can erase out these extra edges like so. And sometimes I like to take these internal objects and make them groups, right? So I'm just double clicking in here and right clicking to make them groups. That way you don't have all this geometry kind of like merging together in here. But in this case, I'm going to give my window a little bit of thickness, right? So I'm going to push pull this outside piece by, we'll say the whole thing is going to have a depth of maybe 2 inches. And then on the inside, what I might do is take this whole thing, and actually I'm going to do it with the glass first, right? So I'm going to take all these glass pieces and I'm going to put them in a group. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to slide those back right here. And then for my interior pieces, I can go ahead and I can push pull those back by 2 inches as well. And then I can take this glass and I can push pull it by whatever I want the thickness of the glass to be, right? So maybe it is 5/16. And you could either create one of these and then copy it, or you could just double click with the push pull tool. Remember, if you double click with something like this, it's just going to repeat the last action. But now I've got my window in here like this. And what I want to do with this window, because it is already a component, but I want to do a Control X. I want to double click in here and I want to do an edit paste in place. Remember that because both of these are components, right, then it's going to repeat in this other object as well. Well, then what we can do is we can do the same thing we've done at the outside here, right? We're going to double click in here and we're going to start adding materials. So I'm just going to use the material sampler. I'm going to sample this roof material and we'll go ahead and apply this to the roof. And then we'll double click into this object and we're going to sample our siding, right? And we'll apply the siding material like this. And then for our windows, we're just going to use that same kind of material that we have down below, right? So I'm just going to select this object right here and I'll just apply it to the glass for my dormer. But now I've got these nice dormers on the top of my model. And the cool thing about this is these are kind of their own groups, right? So you could set them up where you could tag them and you could toggle them on and off like so. So you could set them up as options. If you wanted another one of these, which I don't necessarily want just due to the chimney, right? But if you did want another one of these right here, you could just create a copy and move it over. And in this case, that actually kind of looks okay. I mean, I don't love that it backs up to the chimney, so I probably wouldn't leave it there. But you do have these in here. The other thing is if you decided that these needed to happen on the other side of the house, you could use the flip tool in copy mode. So remember, you can activate the flip tool, click and drag, and tap Control to go into copy mode. Well, now we've got these on both sides of our house, just like this. And so from there, I mean, you could also do more complex dormer shapes. I mean, the cool thing about the solids method in here is whatever shape you want is going to work, right? So say that you had something that was a little bit more complicated. And I'm just going to draw something really fast here. So we're going to do 4 foot by 4 foot right here. And let's say you had something with a more complex shape on the top of it. So maybe something like this, right? And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to make it a group. We'll just triple click in order to select it all and say that had a little bit of thickness to it, maybe like 6 inches again. And again, I mean, this is probably more complex than something you would add, but the cool thing about this is I can pull this into the house. By the way, this is showing all these extra segments because this needs to be welded back into a curve. So I'm just going to pick up these edges over here real quick. And then we'll right click and weld all of these edges into a singular curve. So this is going to be a smooth face, but then I'll pull this across like so. And we could do the same thing where we use our solid like this. We could subtract this from that piece right here and see how it nicely follows along with that. Well, then you would just do kind of the same thing right here, right? I'm going to make sure that's in a group. I'm going to explode this. And in this case, I'm actually going to pick up these edges inside of the group. I'll do a Control C, and then I'll go out of the group and do a paste in place. And we'll just kind of heel this face in like so. But then we would do the same thing over here where we would pull this back. We want to make sure this is a solid group. Looks like it is. And we would just draw a solid over here like so. So just triple click on it, make it a group, subtract that. Want to make sure we subtract it from this face right here. And we could even pull this out a little bit to make sure we've got a little bit of overhang. Maybe a little bit of overhang here. And you can use the erase tool and hold the shift key in order to soften all of those edges right here. But this is another option for a different style of dormer that you could add to this house, right? Like once you get the solids piece figured out, you can do more and more complex shapes without having any issues whatsoever of putting them on this house. All right, so that's where I'm ending this video. Leave a comment below. Let me know if you've been using this method or other methods to model your dormers inside of your SketchUp models. I just love having that conversation with you guys. If you do want to learn more about this whole process of kind of start to finish SketchUp modeling, make sure you check out my course. I'll link to that on this page. I'd love to help you learn more about how to use SketchUp. But as always, thank you so much for taking the time to watch this, and I'll catch you in the next video. Thanks, guys.